And now, from the CFTK-TV studios, this is Open Connection with your host, Robert Pictou.
Welcome to Open Connection. I'm your host, Robert Pictou. Our show today comes to you from the unceded and traditional territory of the Tsimshian people. Twice she has been named on Canada's top 100 most powerful women. A graduate of the University of Guelph, Ms. Deacon served as a founding president of the Center for Addiction and Mental Health Foundation before joining Bell Let's Talk as chair in 2010. We begin today's Open Connection with chair of Bell Let's Talk Mental Health Initiative, Mary Deacon.
Bell Let's Talk has a vision of a Canada where everyone can get the culturally appropriate and barrier-free mental health supports and services they need. That's why in 2020, we launched the $5 million Diversity Fund to support the mental health and well-being of Black, Indigenous, and people of color communities in Canada. Since its launch, the fund has distributed $2.25 million in grants to 16 BIPOC-led organizations. And today, I am happy to announce another $600,000 in new grants from the Bell Let's Talk Diversity Fund to 6 more organizations. I would like to take a moment to introduce a few of our 2021 recipients and invite you to continue watching this video to learn more about their important work. On behalf of Bell Let's Talk, I would like to congratulate our 2021 Diversity Fund recipients for the important work you do each and every day. We are proud to partner with you.
I'm Chennai from Black Youth Success. This will help us establish a youth advisory council supported by the Parent Ambassador program, and both work in tandem to decrease mental health stigma in the community. Thank you, Val.
Hi, my name is Claire. I'm the founder of A Life with a Baby, a project of Healthy Start, Healthy Future, which focuses on preventing perinatal mood and anxiety disorders and supporting those navigating the illness. We're really excited about this project, the Mental Health for Us, by Us project, which will enable us to support specifically BIPOC communities across Canada through a telephone-based support program, which is led by peers with lived experience from the BIPOC community.
Kuya ki yumayato takwat inuin naktud okawak nikut ikayo kahwak takkurdu hapfumani mamihak nikulli talvuna kubiyahuk tukut.
Hi, my name is Shalisa Mohammed from Nisa Helpline, a service of Nisa Foundation. We are so very excited to announce our upcoming project, Her Wellness Journey, with the support of Bell Let's Talk. This initiative will work to improve access to mental health services for women in our community.
L'hybrité a pour mission de contribuer au bien-être et à la prise de parole des adoptés à l'international vivant au Québec, en ajoutant à nos services des ateliers et des ressources professionnelles en santé mentale grâce au fonds Diversité Belle Cause pour la cause. Nous répondons à une demande grandissante de nos membres d'être accompagnés avec ouverture et bienveillance.
Kwe. Obamse Kwese Sonakshik Indishnakas. Hi, my name is Melissa Robinson and I am the Healing and Wellness Worker for Wolf Lake First Nation. I would like to say Chimigwech to Bell Diversity Fund for helping us by supporting our Youth of the Trails project. Our project is for youth under the age of 17 and will create opportunities for them to participate in land-based learning activities, provide opportunities for them to learn how to speak Anishinaabe, and most importantly, will create lots of opportunity to have fun in culturally safe spaces and activities.
listening.
I'm listening. We're listening. Mommy's listening.
Listening. I'm listening, Dad.
Open Connection will be right back after these messages. And now, from the CFTK-TV studios, this is Open Connection with your host, Robert Pictou.
Thank you for staying with us. Wabanaki Two-Spirit Alliance is establishing wellness supports that consider the intersections of race, identity, culture, gender, sexuality, and spirituality. With funded from Bell Let's Talk, they provide opportunities for community gatherings as well as cultural training. Let's return to the conversation with Executive Director John Sillaboy.
My name is John R. Sillaboy, and I'm the Executive Director of Wabanaki Two-Spirit Alliance. Two-Spirit is a pan-Indigenous word right now, and it incorporates various aspects of what identity is, including gender identity, including sexuality, but it also overlaps with cultural identity, spirituality. Two-Spirit people have specific cultural needs, and those cultural needs may have to do with intersection of race and identity and culture and understandings. The Bell Let's Talk Diversity Fund will help us in the area of knowledge development and making sure that there's cultural identity and cultural aspects of identity that are incorporated into who we are as Two-Spirit peoples.
I'm Dr. Brent Young, and I'm the Academic Director for Indigenous Health in the Faculty of Medicine at Dalhousie University. I'm also Anishinaabe, Two-Spirit, and a community member with the Wabanaki Two-Spirit Alliance. I think this program in general is really about community building, and it's about strength and finding belonging among community. The opportunity to find people who are walking the same path or similar path as them and be able to help each other out if they're experiencing similar struggles with whether it's their gender identity or their sexuality.
When we're gathering, we have music, drumming, chanting, we have beating, drum making. All of these are strategies to build wellness. This is medicine to us. This is a form of prayer. This is a form of identity building. When we do get to that state of balance within our identity about being sure who you are mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, then you can live who you are as a Two-Spirit person fully.
I'm Dodie Jordan, and I'm Executive Director here at Ganiganichik. We have health programs in women who've experienced sexualized violence, and also working with families of murdered and missing Indigenous women and girls in Two-Spirit community. Ganiganichik was one of the first Indigenous-led organizations across Canada to work with families, embedding Indigenous ways of being and doing as part of healing and wellness for families and for community.
Anin Buju Tansi, my name is Dana Connolly. I work here at Ganiganichik as the Associate Executive Director. The community needs a place where they feel safe to be who they are, to do their healing work, and just to be.
I love it here. It's awesome. The girls are awesome. The teachers are awesome. You know, we learned a lot of really valuable work skills and life skills. Traditional knowledge that comes with it, you know, and I get to incorporate all of these things, all of these teachings into my life.
We're very excited about our cultural wellness and elder care project, thinking about the needs of the community in terms of mental health.
This project will allow Ganiganichik to bring in a variety of knowledge keepers to bring back some of those, the counseling, those gatherings, the ceremonies, the kinship that we so desperately need right now.
Indigenous people are the experts and have the antidote. Having partners like yourselves and funding like this help us do that work and bring out our experts and take the lead in that ourselves.
But what do I do to maintain good mental health?
Well, for me, I exercise on a regular basis. I think that really just kind of gets those cobwebs out.
For me, the way that I try to help myself is by just being really open and doing my very best to communicate when sometimes that's a hard thing to do.
I think it's something that we should talk about more because it's something we all experience.
Maintaining good mental health is an act of self-love.
Not having any shame about
getting help from a professional. I think that was a big thing for me.
It requires action.
Find the right people to talk to, the ones that have your best interest at heart, and not necessarily people that are going to tell you what you want to hear.
I'm just happy that we have a culture of talking about it more.
It's always so nice to see everybody supporting each other and not being afraid to share their stories about mental health.
I'm here, Mom.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm here.
I'm here. I'm here.
Cherchez une dame. I'm here. We got this, okay?
Open Connection will be right back after these messages. And now, from the CFTK-TV studios, this is Open Connection with your host, Robert Pictou.
Welcome back to Open Connection. With support of Bell Let's Talk funding, Montreal-based Les Ballons Intensifs offers basketball training, community engagement, and cultural outings for underprivileged youth, empowering them to play a leadership role in the community well-being. Let us return to the conversation with Ernest Edmond.
Je m'appelle Ernest Edmond, je suis le cofondateur et directeur général de l'organisme Les Ballons Intensifs. Depuis la pandémie, on a réalisé qu'il y a eu beaucoup d'enjeux et de difficultés pour nos jeunes, surtout en santé mentale. Les Ballons Intensifs, on veut rehausser l'engagement jeunesse à travers le sport. Notre programme principal qui s'appelle les camps d'été LBI, qui se déroule durant l'été, où on allie sport, engagement communautaire et activités sorties culturelles. Le fonds Belle Cause pour la cause va nous permettre d'outiller nos intervenants, nos coachs, entraîneurs, bénévoles qui sont autour de nos jeunes, aussi bonifier les activités de bien-être et de santé qu'on offre et permettre d'intervenir auprès de plus de jeunes que possible.
Je m'appelle Yasmine Fabiola Glélet, j'ai 21 ans, je travaille à LBI depuis 2 ans. C'est vraiment le fun de pouvoir donner tes connaissances à une personne plus jeune que toi, lui donner tes conseils quand ça va pas, comment améliorer ses skills, comment améliorer son jeu.
Je m'appelle Kili Chouloup et j'ai 16 ans. C'est comme une thérapie pour moi. Quand je me sens pas bien ou je m'ennuie, je joue au basket puis ça me détend. On a fait des travaux communautaires, on a ramassé les déchets qu'il y avait dans le parc, on faisait des petites activités autour. Là. Tout le monde se respecte avec gentillesse, on aide les autres si on a besoin.
Ce qu'on veut faire, c'est que les jeunes soient de plus en plus engagés dans leur milieu puis contribuent à des changements.
I had such low self-confidence before and like a lot of self-hatred. There's so much support here, and I see a counselor here and she really helps me just enjoy life and just being able to cope.
When you take somebody to hospital, they're assessed, triaged. If they don't require an admission, they don't get anything most of the time.
Your family doctor makes a referral or a recommendation, and then you sit on a wait list for like 6 months.
The energy should really be spent on getting better, not trying to find a service.
So that young people can walk up to one door, they can step through that door and say, you know, I'm having a really hard time.
Les gens arrivent ici, ils ne savent pas à quelle porte aller cogner, c'est la bonne porte ici. On va accompagner les gens jusqu'à temps qu'ils reçoivent le bon niveau de service.
Toutes nos interventions sont en lien avec le besoin que le jeune va nous nommer.
Here, I met people, I'm learning new skills. It just makes you feel like you're a part of something instead of just like going to an appointment every week.
I can't say enough what that has done for their confidence, for their ability to move forward, for hope for the future.
C'est vraiment quelque chose qui sauve des vies par la suite, je pense.
Involving youth, it helps in so many different ways.
We can improve the quality of mental health and addiction services for young people if we listen to what they tell us they need.
They want to hear what the youth have to say, so they understand that's how you're going to help them, is like if you listen to them.
Qui sait mieux que les jeunes, qu'est-ce que les jeunes ont besoin, qu'est-ce que les jeunes veulent?
We have a bad history of sitting in rooms and telling youth and other people what they need without asking them. We have to include the youth voices.
We really value their opinion. We want youth to leave and feel strong and empowered and come back again.
We have a youth council, and from the design of the building to the programs to how they want to see services laid out, we have taken their advice and put it into action.
You just feel like you're totally accepted and they genuinely care about you and truly care and want to listen to you.
Je peux dire que ça a changé ma vie complètement.
In the United States, I was on the Howard Stern show. And I have OCD, and part of it is I have these rituals and I can't touch things. And he thought it was funny the door was kind of dirty and nobody would open it for me, and I started to panic and go through anxiety. And I didn't know we were still broadcasting. I said, no, I see a psychiatrist, I have OCD, I'm medicated, I can't, this is not funny, this is not a joke. And they ended up opening the door for me, and then I realized that this got broadcast. And I went down onto the street. It was in Manhattan in New York, and I walked out into the street. And I thought, how can I deal with this? And how can I even look at anybody? And right when I walked into, I was facing the traffic, somebody came up to me and said, "Are you Howie Mandel?" And I wouldn't even make eye contact. I was so embarrassed. And I went, "Yeah." And they said, "I just heard you on Howard Stern." And I went, "Oh my God, what do I do now? Do I just run into traffic and just end it here?" And the next two words were the words that made my life different. And the guy just said into my ear, "Me too." If we take care of our mental health like our dental health, we'll be okay. We all talk about our dental health. Talk about my mental health? No, no, no. In corporate North America and Canada, you can say in the middle of the day, "I gotta leave at 3, I gotta go see my dentist." But you look at the looks in the office when you say, "You know what, I gotta go to a psychiatrist." You'll get looks. And that's what's wrong. And that's why we got to talk about it. There's no stigma. I'm crazy. I'm mental. I'm talking about it.
One in 4 Canadians have been experiencing high levels of anxiety. 1 in 4.
Open Connection will be right back after these messages. And now, from the CFTK-TV studios, this is Open Connection with your host, Robert Pictou.
Supported by Bell Let's Talk, Brain Canada Mental Health Research Program, the Montreal Neurological Institute Hospital is developing a personalized approach to medicine that helps experts better understand the biology of bipolar disorder. In this final segment of Open Connection, neuroscientist Dr. Austin Milnerwood.
Unfortunately, we don't know what causes bipolar disorder. So what we're trying to do is understand the underlying biological causes of the disorder. Thanks to new changes in stem cell technology, we're now able, over the last few years, to grow neurons from an individual in a dish and know that person's genetics, their family history, and their treatment regime. Because of this award from Bell Let's Talk and Brain Canada, we can take these ideas that we have and we've shown in a small number of patients and really scale it up. By using the neurons from an individual person, we may be able to speed up the amount of time it takes to find a treatment that works for that person. This way, we can personalize the medicine. So when the individual comes to the psychiatrist, we can take samples, we can study their neurons, their brain cells in a dish, and see how they're different and whether we can change them. So we may even be able to work out how the disease is driven. And furthermore, once we understand that, we could develop new treatments because we have so few, and the ones that we do have only work for a certain percentage of people. We hope that by studying the brain cells of known patients with a known history, we can get new drug treatments and quicker prognostics and diagnostic tools back into the clinic within the next 5 to 10 years.
The funding from Brain Canada and Bell Let's Talk is going to allow researchers like me to test a digital mental solution that aim to help people in their journey to recovering from depression. The solution empower the person to understand how they're doing in their recovery, but also provide information for clinicians to adjust the treatment to better meet the need. So what a digital mental health solution and intervention can offer is speed the process of asking a question, collecting the information, and sharing this information with the clinical team. I really hope that the evidence we are going to generate from this study is going to help all the Canadians that are suffering from depression, and not just them, but also their relative, friends, and family.
The very exciting part of this Bell Let's Talk Brain Canada announcement is the focus on translational research. That's bringing together basic scientists with clinical researchers and knowledge translation expert to optimize an exciting novel treatment for depression called theta burst stimulation based on magnetic stimulation or magnetic coils. It's a very exciting and new form of treatment because it's novel, it's effective, it's also brief. It takes every session is about 4 minutes. The hope is that we discover more effective and more potent treatment for people with depression that not only treats depression, but also reduce the risk of developing dementia that is linked to depression as well.
Mental health problems are very common in the postpartum period, and COVID has made these worse. And these have effects on women and their families and their children. So with this project, we're really trying to address that, and it's a really great cross-Canada collaboration. So this funding from Brain Canada and from Bell Let's Talk is really critical to enable this project. It's both enabling us to refine and perfect the app so that there's a better treatment and more accessible treatment out there for people with postpartum mental health difficulties. But it's also enabling us to get the data that we really need to show that this is an effective treatment and to scale it up and make it more accessible to Canadians.
Our accelerated ITBS project, funded by Brain Canada and Bell Let's Talk, is to provide a more rapid and equitable treatment for treatment-resistant depression. It's a newer type of established treatment for depression that hasn't responded to medications or other types of therapies. And that targets about 1/3 of people with depression. And so what we're trying to do is to compress the treatment that people will get and allow people to be able to access it from rural areas or other areas of the country in order to get this treatment quickly and in a fair and equitable manner. The Brain Canada Bell Let's Talk Fund will allow many more patients to be able to access this rapid treatment.
Hi, my name is Sunil Channan, and I'm the Executive Director for the Moksha Canada Foundation.
My name is Lynn McEntee, and I am the host of Moksha Canada Foundation's programs.
York region is the most diverse region in Canada. We bring all the diverse communities together. Our project is focusing on the racialized and the newcomers, but especially we are focusing on 16 to 24 years of age, all the youth.
We're able to hire an expert, basically, to facilitate these mental health sessions with our youth. And I think that's most important, to have someone that's qualified, that can draw people out in the community, to be a part of the conversation, to raise the conversation, to feel like their voice is being heard.
That's the aim right now for 500 youth for the next 36 months. I hope more and more youth come and bring their friends from the ages of 16 to 24. We are here to help you.
It's a home, it's a family, and Moksha Canada Foundation is family. And we welcome you to our family, we welcome you to our conversation.
Anyone and everyone is welcome, so please join us and let's help each other. With the help of Bell, let's talk.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Open Connection. The greatest distance in the existence of man is not from here to there, but the connection from his mind and heart. If we can conquer that distance, we can soar like an eagle and realize our immensity within. I'm Robert Pictou.